Hey Reddit, I need to share something that's been happening to me over the past few months. It's a long story, but I hope you bear with me because it's seriously freaking me out. I moved into a new apartment a few months ago. It's a charming place in an older building with lots of character. I loved it at first, but now I'm not so sure. It all started with small things. I would come home to find objects slightly out of place. At first, I thought I was just being forgetful, but it started happening more frequently. My books would be rearranged, the TV remote would be moved, and sometimes my front door would be unlocked when I was sure I had locked it. One night, I was watching TV when I heard a faint scraping sound coming from the hallway. I paused the show and listened carefully, but the noise stopped. I chalked it up to the old building settling and went back to my show. But then, it happened again the next night, and the next. I decided to set up a small camera in my living room, hoping to catch whatever was causing the disturbances. The next day, I reviewed the footage and felt a chill run down my spine. In the middle of the night, a figure dressed in black slipped into my apartment. They moved around quietly, touching my things, and then just as silently, they left. I reported it to the police, but they didn't have much to go on. I changed the locks and added extra security measures, but the intrusions didn't stop. Whoever it was, they were determined. One night, I woke up to a noise in my bedroom. My heart pounded as I reached for my phone, but it wasn't on my nightstand where I always left it. The faint glow of a light illuminated the room, and I realized someone was in my apartment. I pretended to be asleep, my heart racing, listening as the intruder moved around. In the morning, I found a note on my kitchen counter. It read, "I'm watching you." Panic set in. I decided to stay with a friend for a while, hoping the stalker would lose interest if I wasn't there. When I finally returned home, things seemed quiet for a few days. But then, the disturbances started again. I found another note, this one reading, "You can't hide from me." Desperate, I decided to do some investigating of my own. I combed through the building's history and talked to some long-time residents. I discovered that the previous tenant had also experienced strange occurrences before mysteriously disappearing. One evening, while searching the building's basement for clues, I found a hidden room behind a stack of old boxes. Inside, there were photographs of me, taken from various angles and distances. There were also photos of the previous tenant and other residents who had lived in my apartment. My blood ran cold. Realizing I needed concrete evidence, I set up hidden cameras around my apartment and waited. It didn't take long. A few nights later, the intruder returned. This time, I had a live feed on my phone. I watched as they moved through my apartment, eventually stopping in my bedroom. I called the police and stayed on the line, quietly describing what I was seeing. Within minutes, the officers arrived and caught the intruder. It turned out to be a maintenance worker with access to all the apartments. He had been stalking residents for years, using his job as a cover. He was arrested, and I moved out of the apartment as soon as I could. I'm still shaken by the whole experience, but at least he's behind bars now. Stay safe out there, Reddit. You never know who might be watching. Edit. Thanks for all the support and advice, Reddit. I'm doing better now, but the experience has definitely left me more cautious. If you ever feel like something's off, trust your instincts and take action.